Okay, here we are for episode 3 of the Environmental Health Cornerstone of the Self-Love Sequence. So today we're going to be talking about a healthy environment. This is different than taking care of the planet because it is you that we're focused on, your lifestyle, and how you're interacting with your environment. So today we're going to talk about plants. We're going to talk about knowing your local parks and trails, as in connecting to nature. And then we're going to talk about connecting to your community in a way that's also good for your environment. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about the importance of having a healthy environment. So the environment around you and just being connected with your area, your corner of the world that is outside of your house is incredibly important because it helps you feel more connected to the people in your community. It helps you feel more connected to yourself, more fulfilled, and you just have an overall sense of well-being in knowing what's around you, even if you're an introvert. This does not have to be something that has to do with other people, but it is something that has to do with your surroundings and also connecting to the nature that's surrounded by you. All right. So the first thing that I would like to talk about is starting within your home, not as far as like tidying and keeping it clean or like a good, comfortable, safe environment for yourself, because that'll be in a later episode. This is talking about bringing nature into your house. So that is in the form of plants. Okay. I have to get close for this one. When it comes to plants, I thought that I was a terrible plant mother. Every time I would buy a plant, it would die. I would kill it. I don't know what I would do. I watered it. I gave it some sunshine. I would talk to it. I would tell it how amazing it is and like how much I wanted it to grow and be amazing and blossom. But I just kept killing them. And I don't know what was going wrong. And then thankfully, my boyfriend, he is very, very good with plants. And so he had me watch a YouTube video to try to educate myself more on keeping houseplants. And he also just taught me in general how to take care of his plants so that eventually I could get my own plants and things would be great. Which, if you're watching the YouTube video right now, sorry you guys if you're just listening to the podcast. On the YouTube video, I will be sharing some of my plants. Here they are. And hopefully I have some cool voiceover to go with this because, yeah, I just want to introduce you to my plants, and I'm very proud of them. And it took some time and some learning and some reading, but eventually I got to the point where I can keep some plants and not kill them. And it's great. And so I want the same for you. Having plants in your home just fills you with so much well-being. It's great for the environment in your house as far as having something that is creating more oxygen in your home and just getting you more connected with nature and life. Okay, so to start having plants in your home, you start with one plant, and you can have it outdoors or indoors, but just have one plant and get to know that plant really well. How much sunlight does it need? Where do you need to put it in your house so it can thrive? What kind of soil does it need, if that matters? Or how often should I water it? Do some good, beautiful research on that and just do one plant really, really well. After you get that down and that plant is thriving, go ahead and start with another one, and then another one, and then it becomes an addiction and you have a ton of plants like me. Just do one really, really well. And just by having that, having a life that you care for and watch blossom and grow is so beautiful and so good for your well-being. So if you're like me and you're someone that kills plants, start there. If you're not and have the greenest of green thumbs, you. Do what you know and continue to incorporate those plants into your life and into your house. Next is knowing your local parks and trails and just the nature that's around you. And this can be done in a lot of different ways, but we're going to keep it simple and basic. The first thing that you can do to get to know the space around you is find just one trail or park near you and go explore it. And after you've explored that one and you're comfortable with it, maybe find one more. And then another one, and then another one, and then you become more aware of the spaces around you. You have to commit to this though. You have to put it down in your calendar, or else it's something that can easily get forgotten about, or it can be something that you're like, I'll do that later. It does not sound appealing. It's too cold. It's too hot. Yada, yada, yada. Find a park that you want to go visit. Write it down in your planner when you're going to visit it and who you're going to take with you, or if you're going to go alone, and then just go explore, go do it. The next thing that you can do to be more connected with the nature around you is identifying birds, animals, plants, trees in your area. So every area that you live in has a specific ecosystem, and within that ecosystem, you'll see different types or different species of plants and animals in that area. So find one thing, like maybe a cool tree, or for me, I had a friend that really loved magpies. And so that's a type of bird, and they are very common in the area of Colorado where I live. And find that specific bird, plant, insect, tree, whatever it is, fungi. Yes, mushrooms are really cool. Find that specific thing and then try to go out into the world and identify it. It's nice to just know one thing that's out there in nature and being able to identify it and truly learn more about it and see, like, magpies are playful. They are really cool birds, actually. And other things, the trees in Colorado, there's the aspen tree, and it's one of my favorites. It is absolutely beautiful, and I love that it looks like it has a bunch of little eyes just watching you. So connect to nature by finding your local parks and trails, and also identifying the plants, animals, and insects in your area. You don't have to do all of them. You don't have to find all of the trails or all of the bugs. You just have to pick one and really truly connect to it. Next, and finally, volunteer, connect, or clean up your area. So this is giving back to the community that you're in. You can do this by doing a trash pickup on like in a different park or on a trail, or in different areas where it's okay for you to go and pick up trash. Or you could just do it near your house. If there's a place that has a lot of trash, just go pick it up. Connect to your community and just make it a better place by cleaning up some trash. And it sounds gross, but come on, you're doing something really good. Be good. It's okay. It's okay if it's gross. Next is connecting. So getting to know the people around you. You can do this with the neighborhood app. You could do this by going to neighborhood events, or even just going into your local shops, so coffee shops, local businesses, and getting to know the owners, the people who work there. Find one person to connect with to grow your network within the community, or even get to know your neighbor. And finally, volunteer. There's so many different opportunities for volunteering in your community. So find what those are, whether it's on the county website, the city website, or even just Googling, how do I volunteer near me? Figure out how to do that and give back to your community in a way that's meaningful and in a way that aligns with who you are as a person. So my environmental health tips for this specific area, your environment, the things around you, are to incorporate plants into your life, and you can start with just one, do it really well. knowing your local parks and trails or identifying the wildlife in your area and plants, of course, and then volunteering, connecting, or cleaning up your community so you can have a greater sense of connection with the people and the things around you. And of course, the nature around you. That's my favorite. Okay, so that was how to have a healthy environment. If you have any questions, anything that you want to say to amplify this episode, or any thing that you want to say to add to this episode, please let me know. You know where to reach me, and I'll write it in the description below. And if you're listening to the podcast, hello. I am so happy to be in your headphones or your phone or wherever you're listening to me. If you're listening to me on YouTube, I am so excited to see you. It feels really good to actually be in front of a camera, and I'm getting a little more confident, and I would love to meet you. So please introduce yourself in the comments or send me a direct message, send me an email. I want to get to know who you are, who's listening to this, and start some powerful conversations. It's up to us to make our corner of the world a better place. And we start doing that by beginning with ourselves, by improving ourselves and improving our lives. All right. Well, with so much love, and thank you for listening to my fast voice today. And I will talk to you soon. Jelsie. Jelsie sounds weird. It's like I'm writing a letter. Goodbye.